point.
I guess.
I gave Alex like a fist in the air. That felt so
Yeah.
empowering.
Solidarity.
Yeah, you know.
Worker solidarity. See me after the stream, Cassie.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I'm leaving my job before the union vote is even up, but I don't give a shit. I pay my union dues.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I
Union
won't
due.
get to vote, but I'm still gonna pay for it.
Robert, is this officially or unofficially a pro-union stream?
Yeah,
We're fucking pro-union, dog.
pro-union.
Like,
Sick. We should.
you
All right,
know.
so guys, we gotta form.
All right, we're unionizing. We want to level up every session.
No, you're fired. You're fired.
Fine, we're not coming.
Everybody
idea,
else is
Alex.
allowed to unionize, but not me. Once it affects me, I say no.
When I'm the boss, no one can unionize.
Exactly. Welcome back, everybody, to the Heart of the Sea. We're going to do something a little different this time. As I eat a bunch of potato.
We are professionals.
Yep, definitely.
Nope. We're doing something different today in that it's a little bit more scripted in that it is going to deeper parts of the world. Don't know if that made any sense because I am high as a kite.
Amen.
I am too.
Abby's like, hell yeah, brother. Let me get my notes together here. Forgot to get those up entirely.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh,
Anyway,
Raggy.
everyone go buy Dubby. using
Buy
that code below.
Dubby.
New flavors.
There are, and I ordered some of the watermelon lemonade because I love lemonade flavored shit.
Yeah, so good. Get that code below, and then like turn up and buy Dubby. Or we'll each come to your house every day for the rest of your life asking about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah, we'll get more people to do that actually.
Bam. Okay. Anyways, now that I have my notes up, I know exactly where to begin, and that is with the character Jurgen is going to be playing. Jurgen, do you want to attempt to pronounce the character's name?
Ataji Mitsushigi.
Yes. You are an elf with pale skin, amber eyes, and brown hair. You are a necromancer specialist, and you are the personal engineer of the Dragon Lord himself, Batharand.
Right.
So we're placing you right inside your laboratory, right? You've got teams of engineers running. They've got these large parts like gears, levers, wheels, large crystals, and there's the sound of construction as they like start putting a lot of these pieces on an already large contraption. It itself is made out of a lot of interconnected crystals that are kind of chained together around a central piece that is itself hooked up to like a whole bunch of turning wheels and gears. It is a weapon that Lord Batharand commissioned. And in the middle of all this, you're shouting orders. Like, go ahead and... You want to try and give us a couple here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious, what kind of, or is there any specific type of crystal that this thing is made of?
Go for it, whatever you want.
Okay, so Itaji, he gets up where everyone can see him, and he starts kind of like pointing at people, telling them where to go. He's like, "You take care of those sapphires. You need to be extra careful with this thing. This is worth more than your entire family will ever be worth. We cannot make You said the Dragon King?
The Dragon Lord.
Yeah.
He is
Don't
not the
mess
king.
this up. Not the king.
Yet.
Hmm.
Foreshadowing
Sus.
from the peanut gallery.
Yeah, foreshadow. But yeah, he's like shouting all these different demands, but most of them are, please be careful because we cannot afford to mess this up.
Yeah, exactly. But you've worked with Bathred for quite a few years now. You've kind of become like his personal engineer. Every time he needs something built, he comes immediately to you. And like this weapon is about to be finished and ready for action by tomorrow at first light. And the reason you're out and about on the floor today is because as that day draws ever closer, you noticed that a section of the plans had gone missing.
That's interesting. Would Ataji have noticed, like, does anyone have a history of like stealing or anything on the crew?
It's a large crew. You don't like, so you have the option of vetting, but they're like, it kind of has limits, you know, like for a project this massive, you're just taking on a bunch of hands.
Okay. So I don't even really know a lot of the people that are working for me right now.
Yeah. The biggest reason I bring that to your attention is because I'm going to give you a choice on how to step forward in the situation. Okay.
Okay.
Number one is you could tell Lord Bathrin that somebody took some of the plans. Yeah, that would put you at the displeasure of the Dragon Lord. Either like a berating, maybe even like a hearty slap, or worse. You don't know.
Okay.
Or you can try to investigate yourself amongst the engineers. One option will be much faster, but it'll cost you. And one will take more time, and there's a how do I put this one? It's slower, and there's a larger chance you don't get the right person.
Yeah, so obviously say his name again, Bafaret, is that what you said?
Batharand.
Batharand. I mixed Baphomet and Batharand.
That's actually my favorite bathhouse.
Batharand. I like it. So
Think about my pillows there. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm here to make life better.
Nope.
Though I'm sure that Batharand would be a very scary and intimidating person, considering the relationship that that the two have had, just since they've been working together for so long, or at least Ataji has been working for him for so long. I feel like he would come forward and actually, like, be honest about it. So yeah, I think that Ataji would tell Batharan.
Okay. You leave the workshop ordering a couple of the like higher up helpers, just like, keep them moving because this thing's got to be ready by tomorrow. And you make your way through the massive property that is Lord Bathran's. Like, it's got the main building, his manor where he lives. It's got housing for you and all the various workers. It's got its own barracks. It's got other buildings on it for guests in his court. Because Bathran is so high up in the political structure that, like, while he's second to the king, he also holds his own court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're making your way through, and when you reach Batharan's office, you open the door. And so Batharan is a tall, like large, and not muscular per se, but like he's big. But that's by nature of what he is, which is a dragonborn. He is he's golden in scale, with let me get the spider people sheet out of the way. With these deep gray eyes, and he's also old, so he's got these like kind of deep set wrinkles around the edges in the scaling.
Okay.
And is in like the most expensive wizard robe you could get. Man looks dapper. And Abby, what do you think Lord Bathran would be doing when Ataji enters your office?
I think he'd be studying documents and such that have like come in that require his like executive decision on things.
Yeah, okay. So, like, you've got several scrolls, and you're kind of like, your hands are large enough you can kind of hold two at the same time, and like you're jumping between, and they're minor, just things that are beneath you. The thing, everybody else is so needy, but yeah, they're unimportant. What matters is you and your plans. So whenever one of them comes up, like, oh, I have a grievance against so and so in your court. I've got X problem that needs fulfilled. It like that drives you nuts, because that's, to you, that's the bickering of lessers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, then looking at these papers, he's just gonna like throw them down. I'd like to imagine maybe he singes them up with his wizard magic.
Yeah, sure. Awesome.
Level 0 aesthetic fire flame.
Yeah, they just slowly kind of ember around the edges as like, and Ataji, you can tell immediately that Lord Batharand is not in a good mood.
Ataji would walk in and kneel down and say, "My lord, what seems to be the matter?"
Batheran would just give him a very cold stare and say, "What is it you came for?" Very sternly, just like to the point.
Well, I came to share some unfortunate news, which looks to be something that you were not hoping for right now. It seems that somebody on our crew has decided to take it upon them to steal part of our documents for the machine.
He's going to give an even angrier look at that. And like you can kind of see his claws on his hands are like digging into his wooden desk. maybe.
Yeah, kind of like boring holes,
And he looks at you and goes, "Then why are you here? You should be finding it."
That is my intention. I just felt that you should know that they were missing before you found out later.
And I'm gonna jump in again here. Like for you, Batharand, right now, it's like great. Some like to you, given everything that's happening tonight and tomorrow, like there's there should be no chance this should fail or anything should happen now. Uh, so this is a problem you're going to deal with, and you have to meet with the blind child today. And to do that, you're going to need, you're going to go personally. You're gonna go down in there, and I'm basically making the choice if you're going to go alone or with your personal bodyguard. You can either send them with Ataji to find out where these plants have gone and go yourself, or you can have them come with you anyway and leave it all in Ataji's hands. Did that make any sense? Sorry, I'm high as fuck.
No, it made sense. I just don't know what I want to do. I think I'm gonna leave it in Ataji's hands, but like in a really threatening way. Like it's his life or like the piece of the like construction puzzle, you know. I'm gonna make that very apparent right now to him. But yeah, and then I'll go meet this spider child with my personal bodyguard.
Awesome. Ataji, you get dismissed by Batharand and you make your way back to the workshop. And plans are circulating in there. You know what I'm saying? What are your initial thoughts? What are you going to do about this problem?
Ataji would be like he would be walking there, but it's almost like he's walking slower just to give himself a few extra seconds to try and come up with something. And if he's not going to have help from Batharan, uh, he would probably try to find some help of his own. Uh, is there anybody on the crew that Ataji particularly trusts or like has a history with, or are these all like
No, yeah, there's like a
newcomers?
small core of kind of like, we we got an education together kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? Like there's only so many people who like can reach the level you've attained and not have acquaintances. You know what I'm saying? Like you're here for the Dragon Lord, which is like the second highest a personal engineer could get.
Okay. Um, so I suppose Ataji would go to one of the people that he has a history with and that he actually fully trusts, and kind of give them the rundown of what's been going on, just so he has at least one extra set of eyes looking around.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's where I'm going to leave you, and I'll let you kind of percolate on like further steps.
Okay.
We're going to return to Lord Batharand. You've just dismissed Ataji, and like as you exit, immediately, without even you having to say, servants go running off, trying to find your bodyguard. And where do they find the blade of Batharand?
He's likely going to be in his quarters, and yet no one really knows quite what he does in there. But if they come knocking, he'll greet them at the door, barely cracked, his dead eyes staring out.
You know, some of the more like senior servants that have like been around you the most, like they I would say that, would you say they know you well enough for them to use your real name, or do you have them refer to you by some special title? Like
While
do you
someone else, I'm gonna take my trash out real quick.
yeah.
Yeah, like it's like a meritocracy around
Mhm.
here, you know. If they have proven themselves to be loyal and useful, if they prefer to call me by my given name, then I'll allow it.
Yeah, okay. So some of the like more senior people that know you and like have
Like if
had
someone I didn't know call me Thorvald,
yeah.
they would learn why they should have called me the Blade.
Yeah.
But I'll regard the messengers with a blank face and blanker eyes.
And they're like one of the more senior ones is like Thorvald, uh, the Dragon Lord would like to see you.
Of course. Immediately, I presume.
Yes.
With a brief nod, uh, Thorvald is quickly going to shut the door, gather his things, and leave his liege waiting no longer than absolutely necessary.
It takes Torvald like a minute to get there. Torvald is not terribly tall, but he's sinewy and um, well toned. Just like because the dude fights all the time, like in the city of Idene, which is where you all are. Haha. I forgot to mention that. Um, like wars between all the dragons and their people is common. So like you've put a lot of that work in and it shows. With you have the blade has bronze skin, hazel eyes, and red brown wavy hair.
Yeah, and I didn't even look. What am I? Oh, yeah. I'm just wearing nothing but light chain and a rapier.
And you arrive in front of your lord.
I bow deeply, saying nothing.
Bathrand would immediately like slam a fist on his desk and say, "Good, you're here." And he would get up and it'd get immediately to the point that we have to go. What is this? What are the spider children's names?
Um, you just know everybody knows them as the blind child. They don't have a name.
Okay. Bathrand would inform him that had a very important meeting with the blind child that needed to be quick and punctual. But to be honest, God.
And thusly, you require me, sir?
He'll just give a light nod.
Yeah, and there is no change of expression, just Thorvald's cold eyes, just waiting to see if there's anything else.
Is this meeting in my office or is it?
No, you're going there.
Okay. Lord Bathrand would then just walk out of the room, but he doesn't even have to gesture for his blade to come. I'm sure he just instantly follows.
Yeah, at your right hand, as any good blade should be.
You depart your manor towards the center of the city. Going back to Ataji, I have to make sure I pronounce it thoroughly, or I will go at Itagi. Anthony, are you still taking your trash out, bitch?
He probably is. It
God
takes a
damn
hot
it.
second.
God damn it.
Oh yeah, there's a few flights of stairs to walk that down, isn't there?
No, he's down on the first floor
No.
now, isn't he?
It's just that the dumpster is like outside and around
Okay.
a corner. Oh, okay.
Okay, I called on you like 30 seconds ago, Anthony. That was a long trash taking out. So,
Yeah, it's basically around, like, there's my neighboring building. It's around the back of my neighboring building.
okay.
Mm.
That's
So-
what I was about to explain. It's outside and around a corner.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
But yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, so returning to you, if you've percolated on a further plan, then, of course, lay it on me. As for your, like, personal crew here, like, you've got about 7 people, excluding yourself. So with you, that's 8. And I'm not going to bother with names. There are a variety. You've got humans, elves, orcs, whatever in this group.
Okay.
And if you do not have a plan, they will propose one.
I was looking through my spells to see if there was anything I could really use to help it. I'm not. I have some stuff, but I feel like that's for a later part of a plan. So I'll hear out what they have to say first.
Okay. They suggest that you withhold pay and see who has money. Because if they're if they're taking plans, somebody's paying them to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So withholding pay, do they get paid?
They get paid at the end of the
every
day.
Okay. Uh. So they would get paid at the end of the day. So
No, like,
entire.
yeah. So that gives you the entire day to see cancel work but don't pay until the end of the day, and see who's out there spending still.
Okay. Yeah, I like this plan. A lot of what Ataji was kind of thinking has to do with casting various different fear things to coerce someone into telling the truth, but that can come after he has a few suspects. So yeah, Ataji would thank his friends and say that is an excellent idea. If we can find whoever stole the plans tonight, then everyone can get double their pay tomorrow to make up for today's upsetting results.
Yeah, they nod and then they go start kind of disseminating this information. Hey, something's up. Pays late.
In the meantime, I guess while waiting for the end of the day, Ataji would just kind of want to investigate, look around, see if, I mean, surely it's not just sitting around, but
Mhm.
Seeing if he could find some sort of traces of that or whoever might have been around.
Okay. How are you like? How so are you investigating? Like, are which focal point of it are you kind of invested in here?
So I'm thinking because he's kind of the head of this operation,
Hmm.
he's gonna do one of those things where it's like, it always shows some leader in a hard hat walking around just like watching everybody. Uh so just kind of casually doing one of those numbers, seeing if he sees anyone that's just looking rather shady. So I guess it's more of a not full on investigation, but a sort of a perceptive type thing. Just taking in everyone that he can see little by little throughout the day.
Okay. Um, Go ahead and give me a spot check.
Okay. Oh, why am I all the way up here? What do we got? A 22.
Yeah. For these sheets, I forgot to change the settings from whisper to GM to public. Um,
Oh,
that's okay. I'll just tell you if you win or lose, dog.
okay. Yeah, I got a
Um,
22.
yeah, there's like nobody immediately catches your eye. Like you work's kind of been stopped. People are grumbling. They haven't been paid, but I mean, it. Nobody looks out of place doing that here.
Okay. So then I shouldn't say likely, but there's a chance that whoever did take the stuff might not actually be here still, or at least in this area.
Yeah. Um, I'm going to give you another opportunity, like if you want to try a different angle to this, to maybe make another roll.
Um, Let me think. What could I do? Um, yeah, I don't know. I desperately feel like I should be casting something, but I keep looking through and I'm not seeing something that's like
If you like,
fitting for this.
tell like, are you trying to? Hmm. I won't make you use a spell slot if you kind of tell me what you're wanting to like do with magic in this situation.
Just like some sort of way to possibly like track it down or something, sort of like how there's the. I know I have detect magic, but I don't think it's a magical parchment. Uh, so,
Okay. Roll knowledge arcana,
okay.
and I'm gonna use your previous spot check DC after this.
Okay. Sorry, I'm working on getting down there. Oh, that was clicking it. Here we go.
29.
29.
Awesome. Yeah. You being an elf and specializing in necromancy, like elves are master crafters because they're able to weave in magic like into weapons. So you have a natural affinity for like feeling traces of it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I guess to visualize it, like whoever did this did a very good job at covering their tracks, but there's still tracks, and you can follow them. So somebody was definitely here, kind of in the compound, but they, used magic to get by, so you could follow those traces.
Then yeah, that is absolutely what he would do.
Perfect. We'll return to you again soon. Batharand and his blade. You arrive outside of the blind child's grove. So the child and the D word for these spine driders, I think is the word we used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they live in a massive tree that has like a hollowed out trunk. And when I say massive, it's like skyscraper sized. And around it is a large kind of like steel fence. It goes up about 20 feet with these large steel bars that are like tightly put together, and then like big stone pillars. And blocking the entryway are 7 of the Chiski no Gaiden, which are the protectors of this tree. Because despite being the Dragon Lord Batharand, you're not the dragon himself. And this is his grove. So like they've kind of blocked your entrance. What do you do?
Whoa. Is this meeting consensual between both parties?
No, you so the ruler has this and like consults in times of crisis with the blind child, and he's like, nobody else can do this, only I can. But you need to be sure that what you're doing is going to work. So like, and it's gonna happen tomorrow. So like you got to get in
Gotcha.
there.
So there's no negotiating with them. To
You
tell
could
them-
try. You could try. I'm giving you the option. Do you want to talk to him? Do you want to fight him?
I'll try to talk to them first.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll keep my hand on my blade.
And of course, befitting somebody of your rank, they found the highest ranking person there, which is one of their captains, an orc woman. She says, "Apologies for the trouble, Lord, but this area is reserved for the dragon themselves. We can't permit that you enter."
The dragon himself sent me. I need to see the blind child.
Roll bluff.
Yeah, oh, that's a good bluff skill.
39.
Oh, sorry, I clicked it twice.
It's okay. They all like glance at each other and like here's the important part about it for you. You're big and imposing, and like your status is high. So this works partly because they're also in fear of what you could do. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, of course. Uh, apologies for the mistake, Dragon Lord. It won't happen again."
He would give them a really intimidating look, and in urgency would take me to the child. He would gesture like annoyingly to this high-ranking orc.
They gesture to the tree and they say, "We don't go in. You do, and 2 of his guardians take you there."
He's not even gonna question the fact that like to see if his blade can come, he's just gonna nod and walk right up to the gate.
Yeah, I'll be following like
That
his shadow.
they know his reputation, and they're just like, backing the fuck up. They're like, they don't want to.
Not nearly enough of them to stop either one of us.
Yeah, there was like 7 dudes. You guys would have mopped them. But yeah, you approach this tree, and as soon as you step inside, there's that, like, you know how when you walk into a more darkly lit room at like after coming in from like the sun, how you like your eyes might take a second to like adjust.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what happens as you enter in here, and you are faced with 2 spider women that look exactly the same. They are both a little over 7.5 feet tall, pale with a deep black carapace, these amber eyes, and silver wavy hair. They got scimitars. That is Blake and Ice's characters, Astra and Destra, the spider twins.
Bathoran would just walk straight up to them unchanged. And
you're like, so there's some big spiders. So what? I'm the Dragon Lord.
yeah, he'd give like a little bit of a head bow because, like, you got to be a little respectful if you want to get an answer out of them. So.
All right. What are the twins doing out here?
What would be our first instinct in this situation?
You already know. You were briefed that this guy was coming like years in advance.
Okay.
So, like, you knew they were coming.
I guess my first question is, what business do you have with the child?
I'd like to ask the child a question.
Looks at Astra.
So, another DM question: are we standing guard kind of outside the chamber where the blind child is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
What's kind of the ceremony for entering the chamber?
There really isn't one. Like, you open it, you introduce whoever's come, and then you and your twin stay in there in case these motherfuckers, try to fight.
Okay. So Astra would speak up and say, we know who the Blade is, right?
Yes.
So I can just call them the Blade? Okay.
You also know their real name.
Okay.
Not that you've ever met. You have not. So.
Yeah. Astra speaks up and says, the Blade may remain outside. And turns to and waits for confirmation and that they're going to do that before moving to open the door for them.
yeah, Bathran would just give a light nod to his blade before making his way towards the door.
Gives a slight bow and takes one step back.
Yeah, Astra, with a look back to Destra. I guess I imagine the two at kind of moving in unison, open the door together
Mm-hmm.
and enter the chamber with Lord Bathrand, and then close the door behind them.
DM question.
Yes.
What? So, am I supposed to ask the child, like, specifically the general outcome of my weapon?
I'm going to rephrase that a little bit. So it's like you have no doubt that the like in your mind you have no doubt that the weapon is going to work. Um, you just want to know what the results are going to be for you.
Okay.
Right? Like if I pull this off, is what I think going to happen going to happen? And that is you.
Ah,
That is you, as in like Dragonborns, kind of usurping things.
fantastic. Lord Lord Batharan would confidently walk up to
Yeah,
this child, I would assume.
yeah. The blind child. They're called the blind child. Nobody knows how old they actually are. But they're called that because they're very small, meek, sort of childlike. When I say sort of childlike, they are childlike. But they're also half spider. Um, but there is like a big blindfold across where their eyes would be. That one of the two twins comes by every so often and like kind of wipes little like bits of blood that kind of seep out from underneath.
Yeah, after we enter, Destra would say, "Child, Lord Batharan is here to see you."
Oh,
And
right.
and of course, you already knew that. You knew before he was even born that he was going to be here on this day at this time.
What's the room like? Depict it for me.
So, like I said, it's in the middle of this tree, but where you are in particular, it's like a lot of the vegetation has been blown up to like a massive size to be like furniture. So, like you're on the bed of like a big leaf, nestled up like a little tiny spider. And of course, there are some webs in here that your two twins like. They stand up on there. They crawl along the wall. It's dimly lit, but you know you don't need to see because you already know.
Okay. I hesitantly head bound down, clearly shying away. Slowly scurry towards is it Bathanon? Am I saying that right?
Batharand.
Batharan.
Batharan. Okay. I didn't want to role play that word wrong. You have a question?
He'll just look down at this like pathetic looking creature.
I cringe away as if I can sense your look, even though I clearly can't see.
He'll pretty much get straight to the point and say, what will happen to us after my success with tomorrow's weapon? And by us, he kind of insinuates like Dragonborn.
Yes, yes. Continue on that path. Tomorrow's weapon, and you will. You will stand amongst the gods. Kind of scoots back a couple, maybe like a foot. Looks up a little bit, but doesn't like. If the cloth doesn't quite meet your eyes, and it says, "You will. You'll stand amongst the gods."
Batharan's he's gonna like snort at that. I like to imagine a little puff of smoke might pop up.
Yeah, like this deep black kind of sooty smoke.
Amongst the gods. No, I want to stand above the gods.
Oh,
I can only say what I've seen. Please go.
I can only ask one question, right?
You can try to press it. It's up to you. Um, but
Okay,
you would have to
yeah.
convince the spider child, because otherwise, like if you don't, you're gonna have these two jumping on you.
Okay. He's gonna calm down a little bit and just kind of. Can you explain what you mean by this?
Well,
more eloquently.
I didn't get too
perhaps.
many details, but I will try my best.
So
Take some
Oh,
liberties.
valid,
I'll
valid.
I'll step in really quick. Like I mean, your interpretation is pretty literal. Like there's
Yeah. Okay, so maybe I'll just say that. It is not. It's not a. It's it's not a metaphor. You will stand. You will stand amongst the gods in your pursuit. That path is where that leads. Literal. And then they scooted forward to say this, but then back up again, kind of, one step forward, two steps back kind of thing.
I like it.
Bathran's just gonna give this child like the most icy glare ever. Like, again, can't see it, but can see it. And like not wanting to piss off the two spider dudes, or no, I guess spider people. He will just turn around and just strongly walk out of the room.
Turns around, I stand up a little straighter, not like fully like, oh, but just a little bit, and kind of have a bored expression with an ever so slight smile.
I imagine we escort you back out, open the door, and then close it after you leave, and remain standing guard again.
Yep.
And it hasn't even looked like Thorvald has breathed since he was out of your sight.
Lord Bathran's just gonna walk straight past him.
And I'll follow swiftly and promptly right after him.
Yeah. As you're going by, the guards there, like they bow again, at like as you're going past. And they say, "I hope you learned what you wanted, Dragon Lord."
Oh, he's gonna turn his head only for a moment, but the opinions of these lowly others does not matter enough to him to warrant anything, and he keeps walking.
Yeah. Back to Ataji.
That's me.
You you've been following this trail for a while now. Like I said, the compound that Bathran is on is massive.
Yeah.
So there's like you put some hustle in your step, and you're going till you're at a section of wall that's just a little bit shorter, since it like we kind of rest on an incline here, and you like are you walking around stealthily, or are you like just hustling like?
No, I don't think there would be any stealth to it. He's just going about his business.
Okay.
So I guess to use your word, I'm hustling.
Roll a d20, and we're gonna see how lucky you are.
Oh, great.
Not great. Okay. Yeah. So you come around a corner right as you see two men exchanging hands here. Like one of them hands over some kind of bundle, and he gets handed back another. You can't make out who it is, but like you see this happening, kind of in the shadows.
Well, Ataji wouldn't waste any time, and he just says, "Hey, what are you doing over there?" As he like kind of starts running straight towards them.
Yeah, you say that both of them
I
like
should say running, but
both of them like turn and look at you, and then like sprint off in different directions. one of them drops something.
Uh, that almost seems too intentional. But I don't think Itachi would think that. I think that's me as a player thinking that. So, um, I I think Itachi would stop to see what the heck was dropped.
What was dropped was a piece of that bundle that uh, was handed off had come undone, and there's a wax seal of the dragon. So whoever dropped this was an agent of his.
And by the dragon, you mean Batharan?
No, no, no. The guy,
Or like the dragon?
the dragon.
Okay. Interesting.
So you can come to the conclusion that, well, a number of them, but just to throw out the possibilities that I'm hinting at in case like my rambling self has left them out. Either he's interfering to sabotage, or he's just he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's like just people are in here, or um, he's trying to get plans to replicate. You don't know. But either way, the project is at stake. And it's like, it's out there that you've been up to something, and it's like, obviously, they either don't want you to do it, or they want to, like, get ahead of you.
Okay, with that information, I feel like he would again want to report to Batharan.
Right? It's going to take some time before he gets back from his trip. We're just going to jump ahead of that. Like you're there waiting at like in the kind of the main hall of the manor when the Lord like pushes the doors open and kind of like storms in, I'm guessing. Still like kind of upset at like it wasn't quite as high praise as you were expecting. Betharand.
Yeah. So I'm walking into the room.
You're like you'd like just got home and you see Itachi standing there. Probably looking like, oh shit, he didn't hear a good thing or something. Like
He's having a serious case of deja vu right now.
See, he would, have you found the blueprints?
I unfortunately have not, but I believe I did find a lead. There were some others that were here that ran off from me as I was starting to search. And it appears that they may have been hired by the dragon.
Batharan would step closer and like snarl at him. And like, what sort of lead do you have from this?
Ataji would pull out. You said it was like it was something with it was like a seal of the dragon.
yeah, so like somebody had opened up like an envelope, and then when you came and spooked them, they dropped the envelope, not the letter, just the envelope it came in. And it's got like the seal on it.
Yeah, he would pull out the envelope and hand it over, and say, "Unfortunately, there's nothing inside, but I feel like this says just enough."
Batharan, he would sneer at that, and this isn't enough. We still need to find that piece of the blueprint. this does not matter right now.
And I'm actually going to jump in here a little bit. If that's still how you want to play it, cool, whatever. But like, think about kind of the headspace you're in. You're like, so they took these plans. Whoever took these plans, like now they're out there. Somebody's gonna know. Do you take the chance that it wasn't him, or do you send the blade to make sure that they don't interfere? The consequences of sending the blade is the blade could die, and you would be out that piece, but your plans would get done. On the other, there's a chance that you're unable to talk down or confront down whoever else it may have been. Like, there's a chance you get it wrong.
Brethren going to be in such haste trying to get this project done that he's going to instantly, I feel like, just like flick of his finger, send the blade after the man who went running.
And almost before he gives the gesture, the blade will give chase.
Because, like, we didn't see it happen, but, like, you know, it's the blade, right?
Yeah. Dude's fast as fuck.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Fuck boy.
And I mean, like, you've been around town here before, Torvald. Like, you know, like I said, between the dragons, it's a free for all. Like, the only way you're safe is like the bigger and badder you can present yourself, or like the influence you have to throw around as the like counterpoint to that, right? Like, you know, oh, you might be big and strong, but I've got really awesome magic, you know.
Yeah, right.
That I made myself.
Yeah, you never quite know what you're gonna get, but Thorvald is quite confident in his own abilities.
Right. So you go out into the city streets. We like. I'm gonna use anime terminology. Like, you're not Naruto running, but it's like that kind of montage where it's like, oh, he's just going really fucking fast down these alley.
Yeah, like only appear for like a few frames and then
Yeah.
gone. Appear somewhere else.
Yeah.
Specifically that noise.
Phew. And it took you guys time to get back to Lord Bathran's compound. So this person got decently far. But you find them holed up in you like Bathran's right next to it. Like you end up catching them on the compound of the D Draken, like they're at the edge. Like that's where they were going.
Have they seen me?
Roll stealth. Or not stealth, move silently. Roll move
silently.
Yeah.
Cool.
You're a ghost.
Yeah, I'll basically just knowing exactly where to be to avoid their line of sight, just calmly and carefully walk up to them, rapier extended, and walk it into their neck.
Roll d20. We're gonna see how lucky you get. Yeah, no. So like you're approaching, to.
Wait, so I never used my inspiration from the Halloween one shot.
Do you want to use it right now?
Can I use it right now?
Go for it.
Everyone's got their fingers crossed, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You guys weren't crossing them hard enough. That's okay.
Yeah, like as you're kind of lining up this like kind of quick like poke in and out, something happens that has never happened before. A guard actually rounds the corner. And like sees you with your weapon out about to stab some guy in the back and is like immediately in your face, like whack with his thick shield. I'm not even going to roll initiative, but you can make an attack roll if you want.
I would absolutely love to.
You take 3 points of damage from the shield.
Oh, ow, 3 points of damage.
At level 20.
Well, he's level 15.
Oh, okay.
You and
Still.
Batharan are level 20.
Sorry. Only me.
I'd like to step into his attack and redirect it.
Okay. Initiate speech, making a post attack rolls. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, make an attack roll.
Is Spark the name of my weapon?
Yes. Yeah, yours is higher. So, he takes the 3 damage. he goes to bash you, and you just like bop the top of his shield with like the hilt of your blade, and it like bonks him in the face. Like,
yeah, I don't even move. I just slightly shift my shoulder so his shield hits it earlier than expected, and his head follows through, bashing him in the eye. Is the person my master has pointed me at, is he still like within stabby range?
No, he has used the opportunity to dip inside.
Ugh, what a nerd.
You're gonna have to kill everybody now.
It always gets so annoying when I have to kill everyone.
Don't you just hate it?
Yeah, so there's not going to be initiative here. I'm just going to, for at least for a little bit, we're going to do this kind of cinematic theater of the mind style, like make your attack against this poor fellow.
Murder one at a time.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Avalanche of Blades.
Awesome name, right? Like,
yeah, Avalanche of Blades, lashing at opponent. If it hits, repeat the same attack again and again at nearly superhuman speed.
yeah. So now remember, the penalty adds up by 4 each time. So do a single attack, and then you'll do another one if it hits. Just subtract 4, and then 8, and then 12, and then 16. That
Does
hits.
a 35 hit?
That hits. I've made a monster.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Yeah, roll again. You hit.
I'm just putting in the -4.
You hit again.
Roll again.
You hit again.
Oh my god. This is insane.
Yeah,
Roll again.
it's so on, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
Robert, how do I get this for
it's still
our
on.
normal, my normal character?
Be a level 15 sword sage.
Okay, cool.
That hits.
Roll again.
It's Mr. Blender. He's back.
Spinning in a circle.
That hits.
I think about that
Again.
a lot.
That misses.
Oh no.
Oh
So
no, that
roll
only hit
damage 1, 2,
4,
3,
5.
4, 5. Roll damage 5 times.
This is gonna hurt
That
him.
only hit
God.
5 times.
He was a
Yeah,
day. He
wow.
was a day from
Only
retirement.
5.
He was 1 day from retirement.
That's
I
insane.
even
2,
crit on the
3,
last one.
4.
Oh.
Yeah, you eviscerate him. And it's a flaming sword too.
My
So like each part,
gosh.
you start by stabbing him like in the jugular, but then that instantly like cauterizes, and then you like stab him through the throat, and that cauterizes again, like just repeatedly until he's like like full of smoking holes.
Yeah,
Um,
and I will continue poking him and cauterizing these holes over and over and over
He was
again.
dead after the second one.
Oh my god.
And I would like to cast my dead fish eyes at anyone who might be witnessing this, giving them a very silent yet poignant fuck off.
Roll an intimidation.
Gladly.
And I am gonna have to roll a morale check with these guys because
Does
that
he
was
get
that was
advantage
gruesome.
on that for eviscerating someone?
Oh, I'm
He's thinking about
I'm
it.
not a very charismatic person, but hopefully my
You know
deeds will
what?
buff
You
this
know what?
somewhat.
I'm gonna give you the actual advantage. Roll again.
Oh my god.
They
Oh.
still got to beat a 4
Well, they got to beat an 8.
or an 8. Yeah, they rolled a 10.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, so like there's everybody's silent, and then they're like, "Well, there's a lot of us and one of them, maybe." Yeah, and like all the alarms start getting raised. Everybody's like, "Hey, it's the blade! Get him!"
Lay sigh, lay sigh.
Ha ha ha.
Should take a public speaking course or something.
And I'm
So
gonna use.
they all know it's the blade, and these guards are like they recognize them as the blade now, and the guards are still going after him.
Hey, there's like 20 of them.
The child is ever so slightly amused by this up in their ivory tree.
I'm gonna use your other 3 attacks. Like it's you literally just like cleaning house with a single stab. Like people come in, you like you're you kind of dex based AC. So even though you have this chainmail or a chain shirt, it's like you're dodging every strike in like almost immediately and like in the zone.
Yeah, it's almost as if it was a dance.
Yes. And you've cut through you don't know how many before they start like backing off and kind of considering like there's still a lot of them here, like, but you've killed enough of them that they're like shit, like we might need to wait, or like we need to wait or run away. And that's when a larger man comes up from behind them. He says, "It's the blade. I've been wanting to sink my axe into you for a long time." And it is the dragon's version of you.
Oh.
The gun?
He's not have a gun.
I think it'd be really funny if it's like the Indiana Jones scene where the guy's like waving the sword around and he just goes bang.
What is his title?
The axe.
He's
The Reaper?
he's the dragon's headsman.
The dragon's headsman.
The headless dragman.
Well, at least you have the cooler name, Alex.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
If you
right.
die at this point, you have a
Yeah.
cooler name.
Yeah, if I die.
In character, I hope you do. As Cassie, good luck, man.
Yeah. The two of you engage in Mortal Kombat.
Dude.
You have the higher dexterity. You go first.
Okay, I literally have so many options. I'm just wondering how I want to fuck this guy up. Uh,
Like your funny words, Magic Man.
uh, yeah, I guess I'll overwhelming mountain strike him.
Another great spell.
Yes, it is a spell. You're on your Jaggles. Okay. Yeah. Make a melee attack. He hit him.
Awesome. So let's do the attack and add 2d6. And I suppose I have to ask, is he standing on the ground?
What do you think?
uh yeah, so I suppose after smashing him with the force of a mountain, am I able to take a 5-foot step backwards?
What's your save DC?
Oh, right. That is a good question. D20's taking a while to load up. There we go. Spells. Actually, I am not sure what it's gonna be.
If I forgot to put it in there, I'm sorry. I don't think I put in the. Oh no, never mind. I did. It's the very last number on the top line. So that one's 18.
Cool.
Yeah, you knock him over.
Awesome. Yeah, and the blade's not known for his sharp tongue, so after this
Just a sharp
silently smashing him with a rapier that should not be able to deal that much force, uh, he'll just regard him coldly.
Yeah, he gets up, and while he does so, he swings his axe wildly. He's gonna make 4 swings at you, and he has reach. It's a gigantic axe. That's a miss. That's a miss. That's a miss. He literally went 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh,
Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. He's like, I was getting there. I'm getting there.
next time when he goes 9, 10, 11, 12.
He'll get you on 2 of those. Yeah. No, it's your turn.
I mean, man, I had dancing mongoose. Uh,
No,
You have
they're
2
such
attacks.
dope names.
At level 15, you should have 2 attacks.
He's
right?
got 3, but using his abilities is like it's a standard
Yeah.
action, so it takes up his attack
Mm.
action. He still gets to make an attack, but
like for example, dancing mongoose, I can make 2 attacks, but I make them both at my maximum attack bonus.
Uh,
And I can more or less do all of these like once per combat practically. Sorry, roll 20 is not my friend today. It's very slow. Yeah, 34 and a 39.
He like shouts and bellows in pain, but I mean, he's a tough big guy.
Well, that will only prolong his suffering.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to click on that.
Okay, there's one. There's two. And there's a critical. He missed his first one.
That's something.
Wow.
Let me see if I have a reaction to that.
Take 19 points of damage.
So on the one that crit,
Or the one that crit was 19 points, sorry. I got excited and rolled that first.
So I'd like to counter him without using an immediate action. And then I have to find a specific counter to use, but I know I've got one. I saw one.
In total, if you don't find one and it doesn't work, then you've taken a total of 45 damage.
It's still no sweat.
That's a little bit. That's a little bit.
The guy rolled for the crit. Every single die was a 1.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he was kind of making up for his first round. All right. Well, I mean, screw this guy. I'm gonna use Fire Riposte and just do some damage in response.
Okay.
When a creature successfully strikes me,
A
make
melee,
a melee
touch attack. So just don't use your weapon because it has that enhancement bonus. Just make the melee attack. Go under stats. Yeah, there you go.
Attacks with the
Blank. 24. 24 does not hit.
Oh, what a nerd.
Or no, I'm sorry. That's against touch. No, that hits.
Yeah, touch attacks for the win.
He's like, fire. It's your turn again.
I mean,
I know this isn't quite the epic duel we were hoping for, but
no, there's great back and forth. I think
this guy just wants to kill you. Like, that's it. Like, what do you need to talk to you?
Yeah, I think I want to kill him too. I mean, to be fair, he's not my mission, but I'll do a full attack on his rear. Oh, and I'm sorry, I never marked down how much damage did I take total last round?
45. And he's going to swing wildly at you again. He's huffing, he's grunting. Like you've got like open holes on him that are like both burned and still leaking blood.
Yeah, I made sure to take out the blade fast enough that it did not cauterize.
That
his
is a crit
wounds.
on the first roll. That's a crit on the second roll.
What the hell?
Oh.
Oh,
Regular hit on the third. And a miss. So 2 crits, yikes.
So the first one that comes in, I want to use Setting Sun to try to send it back at him.
Okay. Roll it.
Was the first one a crit?
If he crits,
He crit?
Yo, let's go.
Oh.
And his well, actually, he crit, but is his total higher? Is his total higher than the other person's crit?
his total is not higher.
Hmm.
Oh, disastrous.
I guess that's up to you then.
They just cancel each other out.
Oh.
So he doesn't take damage,
That's
but he also
pretty
doesn't give the
insane, though.
damage. Yeah, like it's a perfect parry.
For the first one.
Yeah. And that's the one I was rolling good damage on too.
Hey,
It's
perfect
20.
defense.
It's 26 damage on the crit.
Oh, lordy.
And 18 damage with the regular hit.
Okay. Thorvald's looking a little bloody, but he is still upright, like the beanstalk he's built like.
Yeah, this guy's just screaming. She's like, "I'm gonna kill you!"
Yeah, and Thorvald has not said a single word the whole time.
Very stoic.
It is your turn, monsieur.
Oh, oui, oui.
Oui,
Oh my
oui.
God, he's
Hon,
French.
hon, une baguette. La Eiffel Tower.
I didn't know you could speak French.
Okay.
Je m'appelle Jacques.
I'm gonna use my spell-like ability, Ruby Nightmare Blade. Yeah, so I'll make a concentration check, and we'll see if I've got it.
Go for it.
Like I've got so many shapes of hammers, and I just see one nail in front of me. I gotta try all of them to see what's gonna work.
That beats his AC.
So make a normal attack, and the attack deals double damage.
Yeah, so whenever you roll it, I'll just times it by 2 whenever it's out here. $44. Yeah, like as he's like rearing up and like lets out another swing, you just like take the opportunity as he's really like leaning into that and getting momentum to like basically have him impale himself. And then like, quickly you withdraw it and he collapses to the ground dead.
I'm gonna give him a few more pokes, like as he's falling.
Yeah, no need to roll. He's dead. He's not trying to dodge you anymore.
Yeah.
Cool. So
He
like
lets out a
maybe-
bloody gurgle.
and maybe about a half dozen pokes until the gurgling stops. I'll do a quick flip of my rapier, or a flick of it to wipe his blood right back onto his face. and
What a professional.
sigh and continue onwards. Like, he's still got a mark, but he's not going to go charging in willy-nilly. He's going to just take a quick second and well, I mean, I suppose, is anyone else attacking him right now, or is combat over?
Right now, you're alone.
Okay, so
But I mean, you do hear like kind of from all sides, like people are coming though.
yeah, I'm gonna make a quick getaway and try to find a dark alley to dart through and relocate himself quickly.
Okay, yeah. You do so, no problem.
I've got to stuff some rags into my open wounds. I'm a little injured.
Yeah, but you still have a job to do.
That I do. And after tearing off a few scraps of cloth and stuffing them messily into his deeper wounds, he'll stand, crack his knuckles, and continue the chase.
You like people are still searching for you. They believe you have not left, and they're correct. Go ahead and make me another move silently. And we'll see like if you're able to slip in like after one passes or something and not be noticed. 24. Easy. You slip back in and almost like a snake kind of like make your way through. The trail of this trader goes deep. You pass by his estate, the dragon's estates, and eventually you're ascending the palace's steps. There are no guards out here.
Is there anyone at all?
No.
Well, I mean, squinting a moment, I'm gonna trust my eyes and continue on.
You continue on, and you get into the throne room where the person stands that you've been tailing. You've got their scent by now. And sitting on the throne is the dragon. But make me a spot real quick.
Can do.
All right. So I'm rolling this into two different checks. Basically, this is both a heal and a spot check on your part to determine like what's going on with this guy. So the dragon is sitting there slumped, and you can see like food around the edges of his lips, and a noticeable bulge in his throat. He is choked on whatever he ate.
Like the dragon on the throne?
Yeah.
That will give Thorvald pause for a brief moment. But seeing that the dragon is not going to be a witness to this, I want to try to stick this guy.
Yeah, no attack roll necessary. He literally has you trailing him, and like the one person that could probably be like, hey, don't fucking do that, is dead. So like he's just kind of reeling in the like, oh shit, and then that's exactly when you get them.
Yeah, and as his body falls, I will step forward, taking his place, mouth slightly agape. Oh shit! And that he does say out loud.
You have the plans. But are you gonna run back immediately? Or are you gonna do something else? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll approach the dragon and try to figure out a way to maybe check his pulse, see if he's still alive.
Yeah, I mean with that spot, like you you're no doctor, but like, you know, killing as many people as you do and the physical training that you do, you're like, I know various physiologies very well. Um, he's dead. He choked.
Well,
Now, I would like to point out that this is a time before the present where uh, he can be revived, but you do not have the means. So you cannot
right.
like your choices are leave him here, for somebody else to find him and do the process, get back to Batharand, or try dragging this guy to go get revived. And possibly get blamed.
Right. So wait, so the dragon's choked, right?
Yeah, he's dead.
And he's like an actual dragon, right? That's not just a title.
Um, yes, but he was not in his dragon form.
Uh, does he retain any of his like I want if he were still like a dragon, I'd wanted to like pluck a scale off of him. Does he
Yeah.
have
Oh yeah,
any
yeah.
such a
Like
thing?
so. Since he's died in this form, it's like slowly uncurling like a spring, and so like you see parts of the skin that are coming off that have like scale underneath.
Yeah, I'll reach into the folds of his clothing and pluck out a singular scale as proof that at least proof to myself that he was here and not just dreaming it. And
Yeah, you have this big, extremely sharp brass scale, and it weighs a lot.
so like removing the scale, like putting
No,
back to dragon size.
like it. Yeah, it's like it's as big as your hand after you pull it off there.
So hypothetical, if I were to say chop off his head and put it into a bag, it wouldn't like pop into a dragon-sized head, right?
It would as soon as it got unattached.
Damn. Okay. I guess satisfied with the scale, Thorvald really needs to get out of here before. Well, I mean, he killed the dragon's number 2, but I don't really want to deal with the number 3 and number 4 and number 5 coming quite quickly here.
Yeah. And you dip, running immediately back to Batharand.
Yeah, as the crow flies, like directly to his master.
Yeah. And you provide it just in time. Work needs to resume. Jurgen, you never found. Well, actually, no, you did find the culprit. I'll amend that. Everything has been dealt with. course, for crossing Batharand as such a lowly person, the person who stole the plans for the secrecy was put to death. But it's a death you can use. His soul goes into the plans, which is the mechanism that holds the concentrated souls. Dun dun dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
How does Lord Bathrand react to all this news?
So the dragon cannot be revived, can he?
So this is a time before there was no resurrection, so he can be. But, like, do you want to miss the opportunity to use your new shiny toy first? No.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay. So, knowing this, Bathrand's just gonna kind of laugh, knowing that this old dragon, in his pathetic little dragonborn human form, well, not pathetic, because dragonborns are perfect, but just laugh at the fact that he choked on that. And since he has the plans now, he would obviously be in a little bit better mood, but like not too good as a draconic overlord. But yeah, he would immediately order his scientists to get to work on the machine before dawn.
And we kind of turn and look to the stars as the prediction of the blind child echoes out again. Cassie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. It cut out for a second. The last thing I heard was, well, my name, but before that was Abby saying that they're going to get started back on the machine.
Ah, okay. So we're transitioning out, looking at the stars, and your prediction kind of rings out again.
Ah, okay. So we're transitioning out. Am I just sitting there like sucking on a candy board out of my mind in my little spider body?
Yeah, sure.
Thinking about tomorrow's events, a slight smirk crosses my face, and then I return to my bored state. Yeah.
And we come back down in our transition to the modern day.
Oh.
Where we watch Jimmy running through the jungle trees, tropical trees, not jungle trees, with several men at his heels. They have bolas. They're going to try to stop Jimmy. First one gets him. First try, nat 20.
Damn, rip Jimmy.
Yep. Jimmy collapses to the ground right at the edge of the woods. Tilia and Dragona. When we last left off, you two were kind of still in the party. Jurgen has wandered off at this point. Azar is well under high tide by now. And who knows where Vapor is.
No, vapors of me. Oh, never mind.
And
That's metagaming.
I'm
I'm sorry, I
And-
just like the brain cell wasn't working.
I had to recharge real quick.
It isn't much
Back to
long.
life.
It isn't much long after Jurgen leaves that the party just kind of dies down, with everybody leaving to start going back to their quarters. What do you two do?
I mean, Tilia's main goal is to just kind of avoid Okaris, right? That's his name. Is he still like in the castle around us?
He has left by this point.
Oh, he has.
At least leaving, like, he's left the castle itself, but like he's not out the gates. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I guess Tilia's just gonna be anxiously watching from a distance, making sure that he is indeed leaving. And once he's suitably out of earshot, I don't remember. Was Tilia there when Jurgen was talking to Akaris about giving Kazar up?
no.
No, but Jurgen actually went out and told the two of you about that.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
oh right.
Yeah, because you guys were like, "Why would you give him up?" And he said, "When the time comes, we're gonna have to be ready for a fight." And then I think he walked away after that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I had forgotten that last part. So I guess stewing on that, Tilia's going to be just anxiously waiting for Akaris to leave, but is taking Dragona with.
Yeah, I mean, keeping an eye on where I forgot his name already. Okaris?
Mm-hmm.
Just knowing his general area. If this is a little bit after, you said it was like Kazar would already be under high tide, you said?
Yeah, he casts water breathing on himself and stayed under there. That was my impression of the plan.
Yes. Okay. I'm just wondering how long it's been.
It's like 12 hour, so like it's only like 4 hours in.
Alright. Well then, yeah, I mean, Dragona would just follow Tilia around. Probably grab some supplies for both Kazar and Jimmy. Unknowingly. Just gathering a tin of water and some bread and some cheese and such. But like, kind of being nonchalant about it. Like, oh yeah.
Dragona's like, I'm making them a snack. Wow, way to go quiet on me.
No. Okay. We're gonna put some sliced carrots. Can we get strawberries on this island? Or is that too much of a luxury?
I think that's
It's a
too
full
much.
Fucking Lunchable.
Oh, shucks. Alright, we'll stick with the stale bread and the cheese. And then, oh no, I'll get him a sausage too.
Ooh.
And just like yuck up a big old keg on your shoulder. Why not?
For the 10-year-old?
What? Ted. Tilia's like, let's just bring a keg too. For the 10-year-old?
He does act like quite a grown up.
Oh.
Figure it's time enough for a boy to learn how to stomach a drink.
Oh.
Speaking of boy,
Yeah, he's learning something else about being an adult right now.
he's struggling against the bolas as they've got him bound hand and foot. The men who caught him are kind of arguing amongst each other. There were 3, now there's 2 as they sent the 3rd one off. Kind of like, he's like, all I'm saying, Fred, is that I don't think that the bola was necessary. He's just a little kid, there's like, why are we even following him? He's like, He looks suspicious to me, James. These are the most generic names ever. Like, I followed it on a hunch. Don't worry. They're going to get him, and we're going to find out for sure. The man returns with Olcaris in tow. But for those of you at the keep, you see Olcaris and his party at the gate, stopping and talking, kind of lollygagging. The crew down there, Jimmy and his new best pals. This Olcaris leans down and he asks Jimmy, he says, "Now look, son, some of these locals spotted you with members of Jurgen's crew. I know you're connected, so I know that you at least know something about Khazar's whereabouts. Tell me." And he's going to try to intimidate Jimmy, which is going to be very easy, because Jimmy rolled a 5 to resist.
Why couldn't Jimmy have done that when I tried to intimidate him?
Yeah, before Jimmy was like, "I'm being brave," and now he's like, "I'm scared shitless."
Fuck you, Jimmy.
You watch your tongue.
How dare
Jimmy-
He's a precious boy.
a real threat.
Despite his intimidation, Jimmy is still going to lie. He's going to say, "Khazar's not here. He went out on, one of the ships that went out just before you arrived." Olcaris seems to watch Jimmy for over a minute. Says, "Okay." "I believe you. But you can't have you go and telling Jurgen that I was here." And he pulls the gun from his side and he shoots Jimmy.
No.
What?
No fucking
The
way.
audacity. I'm sick right now.
The two of you watching Olcaris' party at the gate hear a loud bang.
Jumping literally right to it, Tilia is going to run towards the sound.
Olcaris' party
That is-
also hears it, and several people start heading that way as well. Dragona, what do you do?
I mean, yeah, she would definitely kind of like swivel her head around pretty quick, and seeing Tilia jump up so fast would make her follow.
Jurgen, you also hear a loud bang.
I feel like after, that guy went through and explained what this invention was to Jurgen, and so I feel like Jurgen would probably assume that that loud bang was that thing, and go right after it too. Like,
All right.
Also go towards the sound.
You and Mamato both stop and kind of turn up, and we're gonna come back to you because something happens.
Okay.
Jimmy, even if his 11 hit points is dead.
Khazar, you are under high tide. You hear nothing.
Nope, I hear nothing.
Tilia, you, Dragona, and some members that were of the castle that were nearby all kind of like come streaming out and over, and the scene is empty except for the body of Jimmy.
Tilia will immediately run over to him. Jimmy.
Okay, so in theory, what is the probability of a Dragona is going to get very angry at the sight of Jimmy laying there. Obviously can tell that this man has shot Jimmy, and Dragona's going to attack him.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, you watched them. They didn't go and do this. Right? They were standing at the gate. Jimmy was off, like, down by the beach near the caves. Hundreds of feet away.
Oh?
So...
Am I imagining this wrong?
No, he's dead. But I'm just saying, you don't know that he did it.
Oh. Okay. This
Yeah.
weapon is like a new invention.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, Dragona's still gonna be really angry. She's gonna think about killing him. She's not going to. And she's also gonna run over to Jimmy and try to help in any way that she can.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do. Jimmy is dead.
All right, time for the party to become murder hobos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dragona's gonna shed a
Oh,
single tear.
In fairness, I think the only one who could piece it together instantly is Jurgen, because Jurgen saw the weapon and was explained what the weapon was, and it's the only. And so Jurgen would know there's no other weapon on this backwater island that can make that noise. But none of the rest of us would know that. Jurgen's the only one who has that info.
Tilia kneeling on the ground, holding the boy, is just gonna cry with a mother's grief.
So I was silently laughing at that a little bit when he said, "I can't have you say when I was here." Then fire's the only gun on the island that makes that noise. After explaining to Jurgen what the weapon is.
I laughed when I saw that. Maybe not the best decision, but honestly, the guy seems like kind of a dumbass, anyways. So.
Agreed.
You fools.
I know, but there's something weird going on.
Oh
They're
shit, we
dupey.
just exposed ourselves, didn't we?
To be fair, Cassie and I are just the peanut gallery for this.
Yeah,
we're
we're
not
not
even
Hey,
there.
no, you're not the peanut gallery anymore because we're switching to you guys.
Oh,
We, I was like, originally I wanted to end it after 2 hours, and I was like, we're gonna keep going.
nah, fuck it. That was
He's
important.
Like, I'm too excited.
Yeah.
Just after the fireside rebuff.
QZ storms off and action.
Yep, and action.
Vapor would look at Anel and just give her like an apologetic glance and say, "I'm sorry about her. She's normally not like this. I definitely feel like she had something for you. I think she's got a lot going on right now. Please give her another chance."
She just kind of looks dejected and sad.
It's not funny. This isn't funny. I'm not laughing.
She's not normally like this. We'll bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll bluff.
That's a lie. What do you mean?
Yeah, I probably should roll bluff on that.
They already know you're lying.
Nice try.
What I mean to say is she's not great with feelings. Neither one of us really are. If you would give her another chance, I'll talk to her for you.
And Nell just kind of leaves.
Damn. I'll have to fix that later.
Um, so we were in a separate room from everyone else, right?
I mean,
If I remember correctly.
you were kind
Like
of camp
camping.
around like not an actual fire, but like a kind of like a lava vent.
Okay, but like sort of off from everybody else.
If you want to have a sidebar, just tell me you want to have a sidebar.
No, but I was just curious because I couldn't remember. Like if we were kind of away from people or centralized with people or like what the area looked like.
Ocean.
Okay.
Got the fish in the sea.
I mean, you're kind of in an unusual environment here. You don't know what's going on, what the plays are. So I'm just saying, like in this case, I don't think Vapor would be like, I've picked up all the patterns of these people. It's
Yeah.
more so like, are they even going to listen to me talking to somebody?
Yeah. Okay. So she just starts pacing for a second. And then just goes pretty much storming after Z.
You find me pretty quickly. I've walked around kind of, I guess, say a big rock or corner or, I don't know, underwater sand dune or whatever, and I'm also just pacing.
Underwater sand dunes.
Underwater sand dunes. I don't know what
Underwater sand
you know
dunes.
what the bottom of the ocean looks like, Robert.
No, I'm just
No.
saying that's a great name for a band.
That's also canon now. Underwater sand dunes are a thing that exist.
It's also a band. If I die, my character is going to be a bard in that band.
Part of the saltwater sand dunes.
Anyways.
When she finds you, she's just going to like grab you by your arm and go, "What is wrong with you?"
Okay. We're going to skip that question.
No.
No. Hear me out. Okay,
No.
We'll get there. No, we'll get there. Okay, fine. I will answer the question in a way that does not answer that question. All right. So we're here, been sent on a job, right? Been sent on a job. We're obviously not doing a great job. And I've been thinking these past few minutes, I've been putting a lot of things together, is that I think we may have seriously fucked that up. All right. So, I don't even know if we can kill Jurgen anymore. He kind of lit a ship on fire. I don't know what's been going on in the past few days, so I don't even have all of the updated information, which I need. I'm good at this. I get the information, I kill, I get out. Haven't been doing a good job. Secondly, Jurgen was turned into that gem thing, and I'm starting to think that we're all connected in this nonsense because we just fought through some underwater shit, and I saw the history of the goddamn Isles, and so I'm thinking that there's a lot of people after the Herald, including you, including me, and the guy with the freaking shadow thing that threw me out the window. And if we kill him, if we're connected, there are how many people are in this party? 6. There are 6 people who were in that tomb. Who's saying that the next one doesn't become the Herald? And then what if it's not one of us? We kill them, then it's one of us. I just don't have all the information. I don't like the situation we're in. And I don't even know if my job is still even on because I don't even know if I have anything to go back to in Fall Hill. I'm good. I'm great. How are you? Pacing the whole time. Like, shoved like her off of her grab and just walking back and forth.
I got anxiety from that.
Honestly, I did too.
Thank you. It's called method acting.
Let me actually breathe
Breach.
for a second. Hold on.
Yeah, I actually don't think I breathed during that entire monologue.
Or scripted.
Let
Did you
the
write
let
that ahead
the
of time?
No, I did not write that.
Oh, that was awesome.
let the player breathe for a second, and then I will speak to
But
you.
I imagine that during this moment, Vapor just like staring at Z like, oh my god. like an overwhelmed stare.
Yeah, a little bit.
This girl is
She's just like,
oh.
Okay. Alright, obviously that was a lot. So we're gonna backtrack. I need you to tell me everything that has happened from the moment that I got thrown out the window to the moment you popped up in Alpha.
no.
No?
Before I tell you anything that is happening, you are
Sure.
going to listen to me
Hmm.
because you never listen. You are the stubborn younger sister who never listens to a thing that I say, ever. So right now, this is my time to speak and your time to listen. Got
Okay.
it?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know what just happened back there, but clearly you have some sort of unresolved feelings for that girl, and she seemed to have feelings for you too. I don't know what that's about. And I'm not gonna meddle in your personal life. That's between you and her. But you really seem to like screw that up. And what's with you abandoning people? You have this huge thing where you seem to not give a crap about what anybody else thinks. You only do what is for yourself. You abandoned me, you abandoned mom. How am I supposed to take that? Like, what? You left me, Z. You left, and clearly you're meant for something greater than you know, or that we all know, and you're just trying to run away from that again? We need you. They need you. Are you just gonna run away from all this again? And abandon us all? If you do, you're gonna leave me, Jurgen, Tilia, Dragona, Kazar, and I know you don't like him, but even Jimmy to like perish. And I just think about somebody other than yourself for once. And she'll walk away, leaving you with your thoughts for a second.
Absolutely floored. I just sit down on the ground.
We're
And
gonna
just sit there.
let Z marinate as we return back to Jurgen. Jurgen, you and Mamato, alerted by the noise, turn and like you start your movements to go, and then you hear the voice in your head scream loudly.
What kind of scream? Like a scared scream, pain scream, hysterical laugh scream?
Yes.
All of it?
Yeah, like it's just kind of all over the place, but it's a scream, and it like it makes your head hurt enough that you have to stop.
Okay, yeah, he would. Jurgen, like, he would be rushing a good bit, and then as his head starts hurting, like, he stops and he doesn't like fall to his knees, but it's one of those things like he almost feels like he has to lay down. He's just sort of like gets down, he has a hand on the ground, sort of like trying to cope with what just happened.
Yeah, and like you put your hand on the ground, you're kind of down on one knee. Mamato like grabs you immediately. He's like, Jurgen, you okay? What's wrong? And
Uh,
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Jurgen would look to him and just say, something's wrong.
As you start saying this, your eyes catch a mirror in the room. Oh, there's something wrong about your reflection. And as it sees it, you take notice. It starts to climb out of the mirror. And that's where we're going to end session.
Ooh.
Oh, crappy.
Bruh.